Hey everybody, welcome to another of my reviews. Today we are checking out the WADSN Full Metal PERST-4 laser. So, first things first, this isn't mine. This is actually my buddy's. He let me take a gander at this thing, let me hang on to it to check it out. We met up recently and he had it and I was like, dude, that is so cool. I was talking about how I needed to get one for the channel still. It's been on my short list of things, well, my long short list of things to get. I've been wanting to review this for like a year now. And he was like, take mine, review it. And I was like, fuck yeah. So here it is, the WADSN Full Metal PERST-4. Still going to be getting one for my own self, but I'm glad I can finally bring one to the channel to review. Oh man, this thing is really neat and it's unexpected. So it's a two-piece system like all lasers. You have a pressure pad and you have the laser body. Well, the pressure pad is unique compared to what I've seen a lot of Western units. So the pressure pad is all metal, kind of like the Unity. I think it's Unity makes the little piece that has the light and the laser function, about same length too. Yeah, well, hold on, I think I have one. Yeah, this guy. This is a replica of it. I think it's Unity. So this is the Night Evolution version of what I believe is the Unity. Kind of like this thing here, about the same length and everything. So this is a laser light combo. This one's just for the laser. About the same length. These things are about 4 inches long, roughly, each, because each one of these squares is an inch. About an inch wide, roughly. This thing is neat, and we're going to talk about this functionality in a second. The whole thing is aluminum, though. So this is like polymer. This is metal, and that's cool. So the plug is different than what you get on a lot of these other units. So the plug is very similar. Please ignore the dogs. I guess somebody's here. The plug is kind of like a limo plug, very similar to like old school Sordens or Silix, PT1s, etc. The back of the unit, you've got that little 4-prong plug right there. Little 4-prong. Then you've got a push button here. You do have a cover if you don't want to use it. It's a nice cover. It's actually screwed into the unit itself. It is a really nice cover. And then when you're not using it, it just stays out of the way. Unlike a lot of these, the whole thing is metal. Very nicely made. You do have a sticker on the bottom. You did notice what color the laser is. This is a red laser. And then you've got this flathead screw point. It's all in Cyrillic here. And that's how you mount it onto your PEQ rail right there. It is a CR123A battery. Battery port right here. One CR123A. It goes in female side. So it goes ass to mouth to put it in. Female side down, male side up. And it does tell you that right there. It gives you a little positive, negative logo. And it does have Cyrillic here. 15 millimeter, 25 millimeter. It gives you the distances and everything. It tells you all this fancy stuff in their little fancy language I don't understand or read. I'm not 100% sure what this switch does. I'm just going to be straight with, honest with you guys. I don't know. I think that's the off. I think that's off. Because it doesn't work right now. And then that, maybe infrared or something. I don't fucking know. It's not working. All I know is when I have it all the way up here, it's on. There, I don't know what that setting is. It doesn't tell me. And I don't have the directions or the actual booklet. I wish I did. I don't know if this is an infrared laser or not. Usually I would see something like an infrared emitter out of this thing under the camera. And I'm not seeing that. So couldn't tell you on that one. I'll have to look it up and I will put something in the video that denotes whether this thing does IR or not. So something will pop up, most likely a screenshot or maybe something of that note explaining what this setting right here does, but I don't know for certain. All I know is this setting is for the red laser. So that setting right there with the arm straight forward with the backwards in and the K is fun time, laser time. Boom, boom, boom. So what's kind of neat here is plus sign, make negative sign. Those little buttons. You would think those are for like, I don't know, not aiming, when you're zeroing your laser. They're not. They are. By the way, one momentary click on, momentary on off, double click, solid. But with those, plus and minuses are for actually changing the intensity of the laser and making it brighter. That was kind of neat. So plus it up, nice and bright now. And now I'm changing the intensity of the laser and bringing it much smaller and dimmer. So it's the diameter of the laser beam is smaller and dimmer. Now the diameter is much brighter and larger. And that's what that does. Didn't know that. Kind of cool. Top button is a momentary on and off. I'm going to get it real big and fat. Make it so you can see it better. So momentary on and off top button. I'm off camera on purpose so you can see that. Boom, boom, boom. Back button, same thing. So you got this big button on the back. Momentary on and off, double click, on. So that's kind of cool. So you could activate the laser from the back or the top, depending on your grip and hold or where you have it on your mount. So if you have it mounted like on the side, you could hit it like that, or from the top, depending on what your grip is. That's kind of neat. So let's talk about this. So this guy here, when you're plugging it in, you got this little white dot. Kind of hard to make out. Whatever. You got a little white dot right here. It's kind of hard to see. It won't focus. That goes to that little white dot at the bottom. White dot to white dot. Click, you're in, you're lined up, you're good to go. It's now mated together with this guy. So now your pressure pad is going to activate your laser. So now you got your pressure pad here. Again, momentary or double click, solid on. So this is kind of neat. So you've got this little thing here, that or that. So that, if I move it where this nub is, where this long word, now I can change the intensity of, hold on, gotta do it with one hand. So if I move it to where the long word has the nub in, so if it's this way, going this way, so this piece is out, so the little word, I can use this dial. Now this is so scientific. This dial will change the intensity of the laser, just like the plus sign. So now I can dial it in or dial it back. So that's kind of cool. I thought that was neat. I thought it was kind of cool that this guy here, so if I have this pressure pad on my rifle, I could just bump this over, lock it in, and the pressure, this little dial won't do anything. But I bump that over, and now I can roll this dial with my thumb. I mean, it's not the easiest thing to do, or just do like this, and I can dial in my laser brightness and intensity and thickness that I want it, and then click that over. Now it's locked in, and I'm good to go, and I go boop, 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 all day, boop, 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 and do what I want to do. And that is kind of a little cool design. I won't lie to you. I kind of dig that. I kind of think that's neat, because now it's locked in, and I'm like, hey, laser time, disco, disco, and I can rock and roll. To actually get the laser to be all like accurate, this is where you're going to use your tools to dial it in and actually make changes. This is your windage and your elevation. This is your windage and elevation adjustments. Unfortunately, I'm not sure exactly which one's windage and which one's elevation because it doesn't say. But I'm sure you can figure it out. But that's your windage and elevation areas. Take a little tool, and it tells you on the cap here, it shows you minus and plus. So clockwise takes you minus, counterclockwise adds to or plus. So either way, you can theoretically dial these in and make them a little more accurate. As a whole, I think this is a really nice made product. It looks really good. It feels very good. I can't speak for its accuracy as far as could I dial it in on an actual firearm and make it a laser that I would use. I don't know. When it comes to most airsoft stuff, I would say no, to be 100% honest with you. But there's a few out there that have proven to be pretty good. Evolution Gear makes one a PEQ 15. It's polymer too, but it's like been proven by a couple. I think Brass Facts is one of the YouTubers that actually has done a video on it, and he did a really nice video on cheap airsoft PEQs that functioned, that he was able to put on a rifle and actually use and zero, and they worked. So take that for what it is. Some of these things can work. I don't know if I would put this on a real rifle and use it. I don't have the trust that it would work, but for airsoft, absolutely cool. Really neat. Now, I want to talk about this though. Just put this out there. With all of these lasers that people are starting to use in airsoft, and with these becoming very common in milsim events, the only thing I'm concerned about is I don't know if this is an eye-safe laser, and I would venture to say no, it's probably not. So guys, really please, when you're starting to use lasers at events or at games, especially indoor fields, learn laser discipline, understand what you're using and why you're using it and how you're using it. Don't shine these things in people's faces. Do your best not to. Keep your lasers low. Keep them like below the collarbone and down. If you're going to use a laser on somebody, lace them in the center mass. Don't get that laser up high. You're going to give somebody free LASIK and they're not going to enjoy it. Some of these lasers can actually damage people's eyes, especially when you start getting into some of these green and blue lasers. They can be really damaging to people's eyesight and actually blind people. So understand that. A lot of these lasers coming out of AliExpress are dangerous. They're not eye safe. If you're going to start playing games where lasers are becoming more common, maybe consider getting some laser eye pro. They exist. They're a thing. Military has them. They exist. We use them. Usually they're a green lens, a type of green lens, and they mitigate a lot of these lasers just so they don't become a thing and blind you. So just want to put that little PSA out there. Until next time, guys, play some airsoft, try some cool kit. I hope you got something out of this video. I didn't mount this to a gun because I didn't think you needed to see it on a gun. And to be frankly honest with you, I was hoping to maybe get this monetized. We'll see. They'll probably get demonetized anyway because it is a gun-related item, but maybe I can sneak it by. We'll see. Until next time, get out there, guys. LARP smarter, not harder. If you're going to build a kit, build a kit. Get some shit that looks good and right. This looks good and right. Until next time, take care. Hopefully I'll see you on the field. Peace.